Compression or automation? Which one do you use and why? I'm Simon, and I went from bedroom producer to working with global top 100 artists. And when I started mixing and mastering, I had no clue. I watched a bunch of tutorials online, and some people said they only use automation, other people said they use compression, but I never really understood why they were using either one of those techniques. So that's why I had to come up with my own system to find out when I should automate my tracks and when I should compress my tracks. But in order to understand this, let's take a step back and understand why you use automation or compression in the first place. And that's usually because the dynamics of your track are not in check. If you work on a vocal track, for example, and let's say it's the lead vocals, you want the listener's attention to be focused on those vocals. You want them to be in your face, you want them to be consistent. But sometimes those vocals have not been recorded at the same volume overall, or you have some parts that sound a bit different from other parts, and you just want to control the vibe and make sure they sound consistent. So then which one do you use? Automation or compression? And here's where my trick comes in. If you imagine my hand being the dynamics of a track, if I just move my hand freely, I can do very free movements. I can really influence how I move my hand, and that represents automation, right? If your track sounds a little bit flat and you really want to add more liveliness to it, then think of it as, moving my hand. What you'll notice though is that it's very hard to control the pace of my hand, right? And this is where compression comes in, because compression acts as a counterforce, right? So if I have a counterforce, I can control the movement of my hand much more deliberately, but at the same time, it's not as lively anymore. It's not as unpredictable, not as exciting anymore. That's why whenever I want to add liveliness or energy to a track, I use automation, because it's a bit more natural, a bit more unpredictable in a way. And I use compression whenever I want to control the dynamics of a track. So this is how I do it. Let me know if it works for you, and follow me for more tips like these.